What is going on, guys? Welcome to the GGBL Free Agency. Guys, this is year number 1, as you all know. Everybody who's been following that. This is going to be a big first season of GGBL Free Agency. So welcome. Sorry I started this a little bit late. Had to set some things up, namely the wheel spin that you guys actually see up on your screen right now. I'm hoping you see that. Now, the wheel spins, the actual slices of the pie, you're not going to see that. Even if I blew it up for you, you're not going to see it. But this is to kind of show you guys the screen on the capture device, so you can see what we might be doing here with what teams are going to be going after Ronald Acuna, Tyler Glasnow, Trevor Story, you name it. That's how we're going to run it. So I'm going to wait until maybe we get 10 people in here. 10 people. That's the magic mark. So go tell your friends. Go tell your friends. Share this live stream out. Go to Twitter. Share the live stream out. We got to get to 10 people. 10 people, and we'll get started. But until that happens, I know we're kind of competing with Sunday Night Football. But until that happens, so that might be a little bit of a problem. But we're going to try it anyway. So ping the Discord, send it out on Twitter, whatever you guys got to do. We're going to try to get to 10. We're going to try to get to 10. So how this is going to work, my friends, is regardless of what the team needs, I'm pretty sure any team in the GGBL, where it stands right now, with where the teams are at right now, I don't care who you have in the outfield right now. You're taking Ronald Acuna Jr. if you sign him. Right? Same thing here with a catcher like Mike Zunino. You might have like a really highly touted catcher, like a 70+ overall. Well, you're going to take Mike Zunino and he's going to start for you. Like that's just what's going to happen. So in these top tier groups here, I'm not very concerned. I'm not too much concerned, I guess, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm not concerned with like position crowding, like over. I guess like a surplus of a position. Like if you have way too many outfielders, it doesn't matter. You're starting Brandon Nimmo if you get him, right? So as a little example, let's just go through here and tell you guys how this is going to work. Okay, so I'm actually going to screen share right here. So screen capture. Nope, that's not what I wanted. You guys see a black screen now. Let's go with the display. And here is your list of teams and their number of wheel spins. Okay, so Atlanta has 14 spins because they had 70-some losses and they were a non-playoff team. Boston has 16 spins, or not spins, but slices. They have 16 slices because they were a non-playoff team, but they had 80+ losses. Carolina actually made the playoffs with 70-some-odd losses. They get 7 pieces of the pie. So you can kind of see how that's going to work there. Every time that we spin this, so let's say Ronald Acuna Jr.'s going off the board first. So this is a test. This is only a test. I repeat, this is only a test. Here we go. This is where Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to land as a test. Let's see where he goes. You guys are not going to be able to read that anyway, but let's see where he heads up. He's going to go to the Wisconsin Maples. All right. So I'm going to remove all instances so that way all Wisconsin is no longer there. The next person up on the board would be Tyler Glasnow because he's a 91. So you had Acuna and Glasnow both in the 90 range. Trevor Story is actually an 87, so that's a different group. So pretty much the next team that comes up here would get Tyler Glasnow. So we'll do that. And then Wisconsin and we're going to find out who it is. Wisconsin and Philadelphia will go back into the list. Even if they got Acuna and Glasnow, they go back into the list to try to get some of those 80 overall players too. So Wisconsin and Philly, they're going to head back into the list, and that's how we're going to operate it. So technically, that still gives Wisconsin and Philly a chance to have a really big offseason. Like they're really trying to build their team. They were really bad last year, right? They got a chance to improve their roster with getting a 90-plus overall, an 80-plus overall, so on and so forth. So let's actually go back and reopen this thing because I want to make sure that we still have Wisconsin here on this list, guys. I want to make sure that they're still there. Okay, cool. All right, so with that, just a little preview, guys. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to go. So let's get that back up here. And you can kind of see what I'm going after, right? Acuna in the 90s, Glasnow in the 90s. Once these two guys are off the board, then the teams like Wisconsin and Philly can come back into the list, and then they can basically play for Story, Marte, Zunino. And we're going to run through all of the 80 group. Let's see, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 players in the 80 group. So not every GGBL team is going to get one of these players in the 80 group. Once we move to the 70 group, again, all the teams that got these 80s are going to head back into the list with their slices of the pie. That way they could potentially nab 3 players in free agency. So that's how it's going to work, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be, I would anticipate, maybe an hour-long stream. So let the fun begin. Let's see any comments. Hey, we got 18 people in here. Gosh almighty, you guys are killing it. You guys are killing it today. Man, oh man. What the heck happened here? Oh, you guys are getting an echo. My bad. Shoot. What happened there? Let's make sure that we don't have that happen here. Let's see. 1 second. Screen capture. Oh, desktop audio. There you go. My bad, boys. My bad, boys. Oh, man, that's going to suck. That's going to suck trying to rehear that again. Ah, dang it. I apologize, man. Noob. I guess it's not that bad. I went back and I listened to it again. It's not that bad, but still, that kind of sucks anyway. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the chat. Wasn't looking at the chat. Yeah, I listened to it again. It wasn't that bad, but you know, it's what happens when you're a noob at OBS. All right, I think we're good. I think we're set. Let's go ahead and get started here, my friends. You guys ready for this? Ronald Acuna Jr. up on the board. Let's see where he's going to go. This is official. This is official. Here we go. Oh, man. That sucks. That sucks. He's going to go to the LA Knights. Wow. Okay. Wow. Well, you know, here's the thing about the LA Knights, guys. Here's the thing about the LA Knights. They are stacked in the outfield. They're absolutely stacked in the outfield. Take a look here real quick. Ryan Braun. You know, that's where I would imagine Acuna is probably going to play. They got Basabe, Conforto, and Castellanos. So they're stacked. They're stacked in the outfield. That's unfortunate. Okay, so I'm going to put in a bid here for Ronald Acuna. And again, how this is going to work is whatever they want, whatever these guys want is what they're going to get. So Acuna with, whoa, what? 200K? No, what is that? Is that what the market is dictating? 200K? What is that? Oh, I know what that is, guys. I know what that is. They're still thinking he's like a 14 overall or something. Holy crap. I'm going to try to make this as realistic as I can. So, from 4 years, I think, you know, I'll do my best here, right? It's all relative anyway. So 2.1 million per year. LA Knights going to go get Ronald Acuna. Okay, let's move on to the next. Let's see here. All right, next spin. We've got Tyler Glasnow up on the board. Here we go. I think he wants 200K. All right, let's see. Grizzlies. Wow, Ketel be happy about that one. San Francisco Grizzlies going to get Tyler Glasnow. All right, so 2 of the top free agents are going to go in the NL West. Yeah, so the Grizzlies and the LA Knights. So LA, that's kind of a little rivalry, right? LA gets Acuna. San Francisco says, all right, we'll take Tyler Glasnow from you. So he wants 5 years. Again, we'll kind of do the same thing, like 2.1. Anyway, they're going to sign anyway, guys. They're going to sign anyway no matter what happens because no other teams are going to be in the bidding, basically. All right, so let's go back here and reopen another sheet because, guys, we have the next spin for Trevor Story. So now we've entered into the 80 overall group. And again, just making sure here that we have Los Angeles, yep, LA, and San Francisco. San Fran. There we go. All right, we're ready. We're good. Where do you guys think Trevor Story is going to go? Where do you think he's going to land? I think he's going to Philly. I can't see it, though. I think he's going to Philly. Colorado. Wow, the top 3 free agents going to the NL West. Oh, my God. That's nuts. That is crazy. All right, so we'll remove all instances. So Colorado, oh, my. The NL West is cleaning up, boys. Absolutely cleaning up the house on these free agents, man. Crazy. All right, so we'll do the same thing. We'll go 2.1. Again, just trying to make it a little bit consistent with like top free agents. All right, so Colorado's off the board. Let's go to Ketel Marte. Let's see where this guy's gonna go. Asheville. So continuing to stay in the National League. It's pretty crazy, though. American League teams are kind of missing out right now. He wants a 5-year deal. So, again, the reason why I'm doing these type of contracts, like he gets 5, he gets 5, he gets 5, he gets 4. It's whatever's defaulted, whatever they're going to ask for. So it's kind of like opening up a little... It's kind of like opening up a Christmas present, right? You know, I don't know what Mike Zunino wants. He's gonna want 5 years. Let's see, like Edwin Diaz, 5 years. Scope, 5. Do they all want 5 years? That might be a problem. Kyle Seager wants 4. Kiermaier, 5. Now I'm not against like trading these guys after a while. Jordan Hicks wants 2, so there's a little example there. So we might get maybe the top tier guys want longer term deals, but most of those 70 guys maybe they want 3 or 2s, but we'll work on that when we get there. So all right, Nashville is off the board, so let's go to Mike Zunino. Let's see where he's going to head off to. Washington. Okay, that's interesting. Mike Zunino can't play another position. American League finally gets up on the board. But those of you guys that follow Washington, they've got Alex Jackson, one of their star catchers. Let's actually go check them out real quick. Take a look at their catching situation. They got Alex Jackson. He hit well. He had 16 homers, 68 ribbies, 278. So that's gonna possibly limit his production. You could stick Alex Jackson as a designated hitter, maybe, or put him out in right field. So, yeah, we'll see how that all plays out. But let's move on here. We've got Edwin Diaz up. Looks like Santa Fe. Yeah, Santa Fe. So Santa Fe gets a closer. Ooh, that's good. Edwin Diaz. There you go. Perfect. Oh nope, that's let's go to Santa Fe. I almost gave Washington 2 players. That would have sucked. There we go. All right. Jonathan Scope. Where's he going? Where's he headed? Is that Columbus Cardinals? Who is that? San Diego? San Diego. They need some offense, big time. San Diego definitely needs some offense. They were just not good last year at all. They need all the help they can get. Zach Wheeler. This is going to be a big addition for any team. I do have to change his stamina rating. It's at a 15 right now. That's not correct, so I got to change that. So, but oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's good for New Orleans. They're going to get Zach Wheeler. So now that we decided as a community that we were going to get rid of Trevor Bauer. So now that Trevor Bauer's gone, that makes a lot of sense that New Orleans would go out and aggressively go after a guy like Zach Wheeler. So that's perfect. That's awesome. Nice job. Nice job. All right, we're still in that 80 group. Let's see where Kyle Seager's heading off to. There's been a lot of National League representation here. Again, he goes to he goes back to Philly. Wow. Wow. So this is a perfect example of what I was talking to you guys about in the off-season video. I was like, the only way that Kyle Seager can get back to Philly is if he lands on a wheel spin. That's hilarious. All right, so Philly is going to get Kyle Seager back. That's hilarious. I love that. I love that little storyline there. Wow, wow, the team is not a contender. You're going to have to really overpay to get him. 7.5 mil. So they really said, Kyle, we love you. You need to come back to us. We're desperate, man. Show me the money. Show me the money. Houston is going to get Kevin Kiermaier. Nice. So we'll get that one up. I think I did see a little bit of an error there that you guys mentioned. Thank you guys for keeping track of that. Yeah, Scope and Diaz. So Diaz goes to Santa Fe. Scope is going to go to San Diego. That's right. Okay, Kevin Kiermaier going to Houston. We don't really have to offer him that much. He's an 82. Right, let's go back to... Who was it? San Diego. There we go. San Diego. Jonathan Scope. That means we have to pull our offer from Santa Fe. Santa Fe. Gotta withdraw. So he actually preferred Santa Fe's offer to San Diego. That's kind of hilarious to me. Okay, next up, we've got Keone Kela. We're almost done with the 80 group. We got 3 players left. I'm kind of hoping as a Richmond Good Boy fan that we can get Brandon Nimmo. That'd be perfect for us. But it looks like that's going to land on Carolina Blue Sox. No, Minnesota Jacks are going to get Keone Kela. Minnesota. It's not a song. I just totally made that up. All right. Andrew Benintendi? Nope. Brandon Nimmo next. Come on, Richmond. Come on, good boys. We need this. We need this really bad. Dallas. Oh, man. Dallas has got I think they're pretty loaded in the outfield right now, so that kind of hurts a little bit. Oh, shoot, I did it again. Dallas. Take a look at their outfield real quick. They've got Kelenic in here, I think, too. Left fielders, you got Kelenic, Leody Taveras, Cody Wilson, both 71 and B. They had some pretty nice progression there, getting a lot of playing time. And, well, maybe not. I guess they really did need that outfielder. I guess that's really going to help them out. So, good job by Dallas to go out and get a nice outfielder in Brandon Nimmo. All right, Benintendi, this will be the last of the 80 group, and that means everybody that was taken here goes back into the group. So now we're going to get into that 70 group. The 60s I'm going to take care of. Actually, it looks like we've got way more than 30 players here in the 70 overall group, which means that we'll have to like put these teams back in. I'm going to work on the 60s on my own, off camera and off screen. So just to let you guys know about that. But okay, Benintendi will be the last one up on the board for the 80 group. Ooh, Atlanta Sting was just passed up on. I think that's going to go to Las Vegas. Nice. Las Vegas gets up on the board finally. So Benintendi going to the Vegas Nuggets. And that will close out the 80 overall group. All right, so let's reopen this back up. Get a nice refreshed list. And the good thing is that even in the 90 group and that 80 group, no team has gotten 2 players yet. So this format, I'm really liking this format. It's very even, very fair. And I'm not seeing a lot of playoff teams in the mix, which is really what I wanted. I wanted a lot of these teams that missed to have a better chance at players. Now that obviously didn't happen here for LA. LA made the playoffs. Colorado made the playoffs, so they continue to remain as like top caliber teams in the GGBL. Washington made the playoffs, but everybody else kind of that middle of the road and not very good teams, right? So they make some moves there to get better. So Tommy Hunter, the professional baseball playoff leader in saves. Yeah, you can go look it up. You can go look it up. He not in real life, but he had a bunch of saves in the playoffs, and it was a crazy run for New York. But he's going to go to Columbus, so he's going to stay in the American League, and Columbus will nab themselves a closing pitcher. Oh my God, $7.6 million a year. I guess this is what he's earned that, right? He's earned that. Holy shnikes, man. That's a huge freaking contract. All right, next up. Who we got? Who do we have here? We've got Jordan Hicks going to St. Louis. So he stays in St. Louis. Go figure that. That's a good addition for them. That's a really good addition, actually, because St. Louis, if you guys remember the playoffs, Grant Gavin, right? Grant Gavin, like, totally blew. He blew. Let's just say it, right? He just blew. But no, he totally blew up in his outings that he had in the National League playoffs, in the NLCS. Totally just screwed the Maroons' chances. But Corey Knebel up next. This looks like Minnesota. No, Oklahoma. I don't really know if Oklahoma necessarily needed a reliever, but I'm sure it can't hurt. It can't hurt. Actually, where am I at here? Jordan Hicks, Corey Knebel. There you go. Madison Bumgarner. This would be a good addition, I think. For a lot of teams, actually. A lot of teams in the GGBL need a solid pitcher like Madison Bumgarner. San Diego, that's perfect for them. That's perfect for San Diego. They need a ton of pitching help. This is definitely going to help them, guys. A 77 overall pitcher. San Diego is doing a good job here in free agency already. As luck would have it, right? As luck would have it. Next up, who we got? Evan Gattis. So he actually played for San Francisco last year. 11 homers, 275. He'd be a nice DH for somebody. Boston. I like that signing for Boston. I really do. I like that signing. Contender, look at this. He got to be an everyday. Give him a player option. Give him 3 years. Yeah. There you go. That's a lot of money, though. You know, $10 million. But you know what? The good thing is you can see the budgets. Teams can afford this stuff. So I'm not too worried about that. And if they can't, you know, I'll just rework some things so that it works. It's not necessarily cheese in my book. Like, we just got to make sure that this league is, you got to run the league as best as you can, right? And this is how we've chosen to do it. So Evan Gattis going to Boston. Then we got Johnny Cueto going here to Wisconsin. So they've needed some pitching, and they're going to get it here. I think a lot of this too, guys, you can see the available budget here for Wisconsin is at $10 million, 54, 80, 70. That's a lot of money, but some teams have a lot of cap, and other teams don't. Like Boston, really, that's really the only thing I'm noticing is Wisconsin and Boston. I think that's got a lot to do with the type of players that they have on their team right now, like this, like Didi Gregorius making $14 million, 10.8 for Miguel Sano. They don't even exist in this, so I'd have to release them, but then you're incurring that penalty. So the best thing to do would be actually to go to CP roster control and just shift these guys over in the free agents and just get rid of their contract. But really the only way to do that, you got to move them up. So they're in Class A right now. You got to move Gregorius up to Double-A, get Sano up to Double-A, and then we're gonna go to CPU roster control, player movements, free agents. Gregorius will swap for, what's Josh Hader making? Nothing. Perfect. Miguel Sano, what are you making? Nothing. Perfect. And I think we just totally just saved them a bunch of money. Let's see what their available budget is now. $35 million. Gotta love it. Okay, we removed the Maples. Let's see who's up next. You've got, where's Cueto? There he is. Yermin Mercedes. He's next. Now we got to do that same process for Boston, but I wanted you to see it. I don't want to do that for Boston right now, but I wanted you to see it. Wow, so the Blue Sox get a young catcher, very good hitter, Yermin Mercedes, 27 years old. So the champs get better. Go figure that. Yermin Mercedes, come on over here. So their catching situation, by the way, it's pretty solid. They got Jorge Alfaro. So they might have a little bit of a split there. Now, Alfaro was good, and I think in the NLCS, I think he had a couple home runs, but other than that, the batting average was really, really bad. So maybe they're looking at that and saying, you know what, we might have to address catcher at some point here, guys. So why are they resorting this? You guys notice this? They're resorting the 77s. Because Mercedes was up here. Gattis is now down there. That's a little concerning. That kind of sucks, actually, because I don't want some teams to be missing out here on guys they actually need. But either way, Blue Sox are getting removed here. Tyler Anderson. Richmond, please. Philly gets Tyler Anderson. Man, the good boys, we're just not getting people, man. we need some help. We need some guys. Next up, Chad De La Guerra. Watch, this is going to be the guy that we get. That's going to suck. Las Vegas Nuggets are going to get Chad De La Guerra. I don't really know how I feel about De La Guerra. Like, take a look. His numbers would suggest, his circle would suggest he's going to, be a pretty good GGBL player. Look at his stats, man. 198 for St. Louis last year. What? Oh, my God. Ugh. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Keep it on. Tommy La Stella. That'd be nice. I like Tommy La Stella. Come on. Richmond. New Orleans. Man, all these non-playoff teams, man, they're making some hay here, man, in the free agents. Andrew McCutchen. I'm finally taking a look at the comments. Let's see what we got here. Aiden says the good boys aren't getting any good boys. Pittsburgh. Wow, that's awesome. That's so cool. Oh man, I love randomness. This is why I do what I do on this channel, guys. That's awesome. That's a great storyline right there. You couldn't have drawn it up any better than that. Andrew McCutchen comes over from the major leagues. He's down to a 76. He's 35 years old. He goes back to Pittsburgh for the Pittsburgh Hammers in front of all those hometown fans, man. I love that. That's so cool. Pittsburgh Hammers will get Andrew McCutchen. That's sweet. All right. Listella Kook, he went to Nuggets. Phoenix is going to get Josh Fuentes. That actually works, I think. Now, he's going to have to possibly fight for some playing time over... Who is it here? Oops. Listella, I got to fix that one. De La Guerra went to the Nuggets. Listella went to the team we just literally just did. Okay, so I'll do Phoenix here real quick. Phoenix for Fuentes. We'll fix up Listella here in a minute. That should be good for Fuentes. Listella went to New Orleans. That's right. Right? Yeah, I didn't see New Orleans there. All right, so Listella went to the New Orleans. Thank you guys for being my backup. Because trying to manage this stuff gets, you know, sometimes you miss things. So thank you guys for keeping an eye out there. So we got to get to the Nuggets. The Nuggets. All right, who's next? Charlie Culberson. That's kind of funny, though, because they replaced Culberson with Fuentes. Now, Fuentes can't play second base like Culberson did for Phoenix, but they still kind of replaced a 75 overall player with another 75 overall player. Kind of similar players in a little bit, like you can see there, their overalls. But Charlie Culberson looks like Grizzlies? No, Minnesota Jacks. So Minnesota's going to get a reliever, right? They got Kayla, I think, is what they did. They got Kayla, and now they're getting Charlie Culberson. So some pretty good moves here for Minnesota. Nice. All right, continuing on with that 75 overall group, we got Eddie Rosario. The list is starting to come on down a little bit. Eddie Rosario, Victor Caratini, Ross Stripling. Colorado's going to get Eddie Rosario. That's actually a sneaky little sign there for Colorado. Wow. Eddie Rosario. I know a couple Colorado fans are going to be really happy about that for sure. All right, next up is going to get Victor Caratini, who's going to get a catcher. Dallas gets Victor Caratini. Wow, man, Dallas is doing well too. Who'd they get before? They got Brandon Nimmo and Victor Caratini. Wow, man. So Dallas kind of lucked out a little bit, I think. So they're reloading. They're reloading right now. They missed out on the playoffs by like one game. And now they've signed two pretty good players. They're reloading. They might be one of the better teams in the GGBL in year two, no doubt. All right, so Ross Stripling, Portland Pioneers. I was wondering when Portland was going to come up. They haven't been too active here in the free agents. They definitely need pitching. Holy 11.9. Oh my god. What is that? 11.9. It's like Ross Stripling said, hey man, I had a career season. 2.70. Holy. Yeah, he did. He had a career year in the GGBL. And he's like, pay me the freaking money. And if I'm going to go to a bad team, you better pay me the money. Oh my god. That's a huge contract for Ross Stripling. Holy crap. All right, Robbie Ray, where you going? Seattle? No, Nashville. Nashville. Making some moves. Who did they get before? They got Ketel Marte and Robbie Ray. Wow, I'm sure the marketing department for Nashville is going to have fun with that one. But Robbie Ray will definitely be in the rotation. He's going to make a little bit less money than what Ross Stripling wanted. All right, D. Strange Gordon, please, God, do not go to Richmond. Stay away. Stay away from Richmond. Stay away. Stay away. He's going to go to San Francisco. Look at that. Keneal's not going to be happy about that one. I can tell you that much. San Francisco gets D. Gordon. He's going to say, what? Keneal's going to be Mr. Positive about it. You know how Keneal is? He's going to be Mr. Positive about that. He's going to say, oh, man, I like his speed. You know, we could use it. We could use the speed. And I'm over here like, don't you dare come over here, man. D. Strange Gordon, what did he do last year? He hit 225 and 39 stolen bases. Puke. Puke. I'm not about that life, I can tell you that. All right, Lewis Brinson. Lewis Brinson. I like Lewis Brinson. I hope he comes over here. But no, he's going to go to freaking LA. God dang it, these guys. Man, LA is like... I'm starting to hate LA. I'm starting to hate them. Not only did they get a new jersey. You guys voted for them to get a new jersey. They're going to just get a ton of freaking outfielders, man. It's ridiculous. I love Lewis Brinson. It's unfortunate. I'm gonna mark like Lewis Brinson like at around like 900, I think. Like now we're starting to get down to like the lower half of the 70 group. I think that's fair. All right, still that list is starting to trim down a little bit. Good boys getting no one. Yeah, I know. What's up with this? We're not getting anybody. Seattle? New York as Drupal. That's hilarious to me. As Drupal looks like he would be the perfect guy to fit within that uniform. That New York pizzazz uniform. The pinstripes. He's like, and he's old. Like, he's perfect. He fits New York, like, perfectly. No offense, Kook. No offense, but he just does. He fits. Congratulations. You got old man as Drupal. For $6.3 million. Jose Peraza. Seattle. All right, Seattle. Seattle going to get Jose Peraza. Maybe Portugal's happy about that one. I don't know. They do need some outfield defense. We've talked about that at length. But Jose Peraza, yeah, left field. So really, they traded away, if you guys remember the trade, they traded away Harold Ramirez, and now they kind of replace that with some better defense, good vision. It's a really kind of a sneaky addition, I feel like, for Seattle, going out and getting a guy like Jose Peraza. Is he gonna hit you a ton? No. He's gonna play good defense? Yes. So plus he can play in the infield too. Nice little utility guy. It works for them. Okay, so we've had 21 results. We've had a bunch of teams that made some signings here. We're starting to close out the 70 group. And then again, I will do the 60s on my own because, again, we want to make sure that I'm not like we're not overstacking a bunch of teams. So just to let you guys know, once we get into the 60s again, I'm going to go through and start like saying, okay, Kurt Suzuki would actually fit over to this team. Or Piscotty would fit over to this team. I know that's kind of manipulating it a little bit, but, I mean, let's be honest, guys. I don't think we're going to be sitting here until 10 o'clock at night doing this, and honestly, we need to kind of fill in the gaps, fill in the holes a little bit. And those of you that have been with me for a long time on this channel know full well that I do things very fairly. So if you guys are concerned and worried about that, don't be. Okay, so Chaz Rowe is going to go to Indiana. Did see that one. Now, Chaz Rowe actually had a career season as well. Let's take a look at his numbers. He had 50 saves. I mean, look at how many holds that he used to get for Tampa Bay. 31, 25. He had 50 saves for New Orleans. He was really good. So Indiana gets themselves a nice little pitcher. Gonna go to the bullpen. Knock it down like 5.8. Colin McHugh is next up. Aiden says, you got to do the 69s. All right, I'll promise you guys I'll do the 69s. Okay, we'll do the 69s. Washington's going to get Colin McHugh. I don't really know how I feel about that one, but I'm kind of a Washington fan there. But I feel like that's a good little ad. It's a good little addition there. All right, who's up next here? Where are we at? We are currently at Cole Calhoun, the Miami Moonshots. So this one kind of sucks for the Moonshots. Maybe they were kind of hoping for somebody else. Because I'm going to show you guys the statistics one more time for Cole Calhoun and see what he did this season. And it wasn't very good. It was pretty bad. Maybe he has a career renaissance. Maybe he has a resurrection to his former self. 204 for Cole Calhoun for San Francisco. So, you know, maybe he has a better season. Not likely, though. Not likely. All right, Tony Walters up next. He's going to actually go to Michigan, it looks like. Maybe? All right. Michigan. Tony Walters. That's actually not a good one for Michigan, I don't feel like. I like Tony Walters, but let's be real here. Their catching situation, I think they got a lot of catchers, actually. Yeah, they do. I mean, Oldie and Jonathan Lucroy, Lavastida, 66, Ronnie Quintero, 67, and then Reese McGuire, 76. So, you know, maybe you can push one of those guys down, keep Reese McGuire out there. I don't know. Sneaky little addition, though. All right, next up, Chris Davis. Watch, this will be Richmond right here. This will be Richmond. Ooh, Atlanta. Atlanta Sting. Almost went back, though. Almost went back to Santa Fe, if you guys saw it. If you guys can see it or not. But Atlanta Sting going to get Chris Davis. That's actually a good addition for them because they haven't made a move yet. That's going to help them with the offense. Keep on going. Tyler Clippard. We got two relievers actually up next. We got Clippard, Parker. Santa Fe is going to get Tyler Clippard. So Santa Fe has really been hitting hard the relief pitching jobs. Take a look. No, they haven't. Who else did they get? I thought they had another reliever. Or was that the mistake that I did? That was probably the mistake that I did. So let's see what Santa Fe's actually offered. No, I was right. Yeah, Edwin Diaz and Tyler Clippard. Yeah, they're going after that bullpen pretty hard. When we were watching Santa Fe in gameplay, they did not have a very good bullpen at all. So this is kind of, as luck would have it, it's actually kind of funny that they're doing something smart, even though it's all random. So Houston right next to each other, split the middle. They're going to get Blake Parker. I'll give you guys a little recap here after this is all said and done. So who'd they get? They got Blake Parker, right? He's a closer. Okay. I'm gonna go to the bullpen. 2.5. Who's left? We got Richmond, Chicago. Wow. So Richmond and Chicago are the only ones left here. So we are going after what? Who are we getting here? Richmond is gonna get. God, please help me. Be somebody I want. No! No! Oh, that sucks. Jason Kipnis. Shoot me now, man. Shoot me now. Jason Kipnis. God, 34 years old. I would have loved to have Rowdy Tellez. Look at the power with Rowdy, man. 82. Oh, he was just sitting there. He's going to go to Chicago instead. That sucks. Maybe even like Colin Moran would have been perfect, but he wasn't going to get there. It was either going to be Kipnis or Tellez to Chicago or Richmond, man. So, god dang it. That sucks. Oh well. It's like the perfect like Richmond signing, though. It's what we would do, you know? try to overthink it a little bit, and yeah, Jason Kipnis. Yeah, that's the guy we want for 4 freaking years, because that's what he wants. He's gonna get it. Take a look at our second base situation. We've got Urias, Lopez, Cortez, Nick Dunn. Look at everybody's on the road to be better than Jason Kipnis, and now he comes over here and says, "Oh, excuse me, boys. You thought you were gonna actually have some progression this year, didn't you?" Psych. So Chicago is actually going to get Rowdy Tellez, the best first baseman on the board. What do you know about that? Kook says you're the Mets. The Mets curse is real. Yeah, no joke. All right, so the Breeze, I'm going to make that decision there. And let's go back and open this baby up. You guys said you wanted me to do the 69s. So here we are. We got the list is reset. And who are our 69s? Who are our 69s? How many do we have? Do we have 69 69s? No, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So half the league is going to get a 69. All right, so that's what we'll do. You guys said you wanted it, so 855 right now. Let's just go ahead and do it. So every team's back up on the board. Actually, wait, no. Hold on a second. We are not even close to that. My bad. Either way, we had to reset the board anyway, right? So we had to reset that. So Las Vegas is going to get Colin Moran. So this actually helps teams. So now that you've got, now we have another shot from 72 onward. And then we'll reset to the 69s. Okay, that's how we're going to do that. So the Nuggets. The Nuggets. The Nugatos. I don't know if that's Spanish or not. Either way, I totally made that up. They're going to get Colin Moran. So that might be a nice little backup for Freddie Freeman. I think that works. 5-year deal for Colin Moran. All right, so now that we're kind of moving into the low 70s, I'm going to stick to the Ks, the 100 Ks. That's what we're going to do. All right, so Colin Moran's going to go to the Nuggets. Next up, Danny Santana. Philly. Don't know if Philly really needs the outfield help. But, you know, because you're Philly, you kind of need all the help you can get. So I don't really blame them for that. Let me mute this tab. And then, okay, so Columbus is actually going to get Will Kim. He's not even real. What? He's like 30 years old. Will Kim. Yeah, either way. Either way, that's who it landed on, my friends. So Columbus is going to get Will Kim. I don't even know what position he plays. Is he an outfielder? Will Kim. Where are you, Will Kim? Oh, my bad. Hello. That was in right fielder. That was in right field. Okay, so they're going to get Wilmer Flores. Columbus is going to get Wilmer Flores. That's nice. Because Wilmer, actually, I think he would end up being a starter. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure he's every day. Look at Wilmer Flores' numbers, guys. 278, 23 homers. That's a big signing for Columbus. It's a huge signing for Columbus. So let me actually, after this spin, I'm going to turn on the wheel spin sound because I noticed that we didn't have that. New Orleans is going to get Delino DeShields Jr. And I'm going to say you're every day at 2 because I'm pretty sure you're going to play. As a 72, you're going to play. So let me actually do this. We got desktop audio. We'll just spin this, see if there's sound. Looks like you guys are getting sound. Perfect. All right, next up will be, after that contract offer was made. We're going to get Miami is going to sign Marquena. So now we're going to have to deal with Marquena. So the good boys. Yeah. We're going to have to deal with Marquena. Nice. Now we're on New Orleans. All right, guys. Next up. I think at this point, we might need to skip the 79s, or the 69s. JT Riddle's going to go to Nashville. That's a nice little addition for them. Not earth-shattering, obviously, but it's going to get the job done. Jackie Bradley. Dallas. They have so many outfielders. It's not even fair at this point. I feel kind of bad for him. Mikey Matuk. Okay, you know, Mikey was bad, man. Mikey was bad for San Francisco last year. He only played in 21 games, but 113, 32 years old. Colorado gets a little depth piece there. That's about all it is. Where's Mikey Matuk? All right, Derek Dietrich next. We're moving through this, guys. We're moving through this. Looks like Atlanta. Atlanta going to Derek Dietrich. Over here. East. Seattle? Looks like, maybe. Seattle's going to get Ian Happ. So again, more outfield help, but, you know, Ian Happ can do a little of everything. I think that's what Seattle's going for. Or more so like they're going to have to go for it anyway because they don't have a choice. It's up to the wheel spin where these players are going. All right. Ian Happ going to Seattle. Ryan Goins. Please, God, don't be Richmond. We don't need another infielder. Portland? Portland Pioneers are going to get Ryan Goins. I think that's where he went to anyway, right? That's where he was at before. Atlanta traded him over to Portland. I think that's right. That's hilarious. Out of all the teams. Of all the teams that he could have landed on in this round, had to be Portland. Start the bidding here for Brett Anderson. Anderson, Lowry, Avalon, Mike Montgomery, Chirinos. So some pretty solid players, guys that have actually had some success in GGBL. Oh my God. I hate LA. I officially hate LA, man. Oh my God. They're going to get Brett Anderson, who was a stud in the postseason for New York. I hate him. I hate him. I hate LA. It's official. Can't stand them. I think they're now the enemies. LA Knights are now the enemies of the series. Officially. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the whole thing, Kook. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Boston's going to get Brett Lowry. I would not be surprised if LA wins the whole thing because they're just, I mean, they're just loading up right now. Loading up in free agency. All my homies hate LA. Looks like 3 back. So we had Jacks, 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 all in a row right there. So the Jacks are gonna get. Let's go to all here. I think it was a. I don't remember. Okay, Luis Avilan is gonna go to the Jacks. Start the bidding. Now we got a bunch of relievers up on the board. That's... Oh, wait. Hello. Dummy. Dumb. Oklahoma is going to get Mike Montgomery. Okay, that's a decent ad. So they lose Ross Stripling. I think they got Ross Stripling in a trade. So they're going to sit there and get Mike Montgomery to kind of replace him a little bit. It's a good addition. Next up. Robinson Chirinos. That'd be a good addition for Richmond. Dang it! We just missed, and it's going to go to Houston. So Houston gets Robinson Chirinos. Now, Chirinos, I'll give you guys his statistics here. Take a look at his stats last year for Phoenix. 20 homers and 232. So he's played a long time. 9 seasons. That's going to be good for their team. Little backup catcher, I would assume. Jalen Beek's going to go to Washington. There's Jalen Beek's at. He's a closer. Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel, baby. Now the homies hate LA. I hate LA, man. That's some bullshit. San Diego Defenders. Who are they going to get? Jake Arrieta. They're desperate. The Defenders are officially desperate for any pitching they can possibly get. Looks like Wisconsin possibly. Yep. Wisconsin is going to get Zach Godley. Nope. Wisconsin. Where's Zach Godley? He's a reliever now? Yeah, he is. Interesting. And I know it seems really stupid, guys, the 5-year contract thing, but you know, I'm honestly not gonna sit here and I'm trying to manage 30 teams. You know, whatever the player wants, the player's gonna get, in my opinion. So 5 years is a long time, but especially when you consider every time I land on Indiana, I'm always going on like a huge spiel. If you guys notice this. Indiana's going to get Felix Pena. Yeah, the 5-year contract thing, I know it might seem a little stupid, but again, like I'm trying to manage 30 teams and just get through this live stream as best I can. So, plus with the exclusive free agent rule, like I showed you, when their contract hits 0, they're gone. I kind of like the idea of stability here anyway. For long-term contracts, guys that they pick up here in this season's off season, like Pena, Arrieta, Beeks, these guys. So I feel like it's good for the team to kind of have some like a core, even if they're old players or new or younger players. I feel like it's good to have a core. But anyway, David Hess actually pitched really well. I thought 3.14 for Phoenix. He went 17-5, so he should be a nice little commodity for a team. Looks like he's going to go to San Francisco. That's actually a really good addition for San Francisco. They needed some pitching coming out of this offseason, so good ad there. Good ad there for San Fran. Garrett Launchbaugh. Michigan. Oh, man. He's got that A potential from Jamaica. So Michigan gets Jared Launchbaugh. Or Garrett Launchbaugh. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. Well, he's one of those dudes that only have the 1 year. That's unfortunate for Michigan because I can't change his contract, so that's it. He's going to get 1 year. That's it. Well, I don't think I removed them. Hold up 1 second here. Okay. I thought I just hit the one. Remove one instance versus all instances. All right, next up on the board, we had, let's see. We had Launchbaugh. We've got Shreve. Chasen Shreve is going to go to Rich. Damn it. Our offseason has sucked. Our offseason has officially sucked. I would have loved it. I love Scott Kingery. Scott Kingery is one of my players, man. One of my dudes. And we get Chasen Shreve. In gameplay, he's terrible. He blows saves all the time in gameplay. He only had one blown save. But, okay, his ERA balloons in gameplay. He's not very good in gameplay, guys. But in sim, I guess he's a sim monster. So you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Whatever. I'll take it as a win. Thank God for Chasen Shreve, I guess. No, man, that for 5 years, too. Puke, man, puke. Richmond's offseason has sucked so bad. So bad. Okay, Pittsburgh is going to get Scott Kingery right. Damn it. Damn it, Pittsburgh. You mother... That's so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. We get stuck with frickin' Chasen Shreve, man. God dang it, dude. All right, the Pizzazz are actually going to get a player here now. Let's see who they got. Scott Kingery right in front of them. Let's see. It's going to be this guy named Will Kim. Kook, are you happy about this? Will Kim, a C potential player, a 30-year-old from Texas. Made-up guy, I believe. He's on a 1-year contract, too, so... Oops, that's... Yeah, my bad. So, Will Kim. Was he a right fielder? Will Kim. You know, take some solace in this. He's actually one of the better right fielders that's available. You know? Will Kim, LOL. So, you guys are getting Asdrubal Cabrera and Will Kim. Not the best offseason for you guys either, man. All right, so Santa Fe. Who are you guys getting here? Actually, let's jump to Santa Fe here real quick so I don't have to scroll. Santa Fe. You guys are getting Brady Ibar, a starting pitcher who hits 91, 89 on the cutter. Either way, Santa Fe is just addressing some of their pitching woes, which I can't blame them for. They've really needed the help there. So it looks like we got a 3-team race here now. We've got Carolina, St. Louis, Chicago. It seems like Chicago is always one of the last teams to pick, but Dominic Leone going to go to St. Louis. And again, looks like St. Louis is lucking out here to get some relief help. You know, maybe that will help them in the postseason or a postseason chase this year. I think it will. All right, next up we've got Yolmer Sanchez going to Carolina. So Yolmer, pretty good player, man. You know, he hit 260, 4 homers, 34. The home run totals, you know, you're not going to get that from Yolmer. But that's a good addition for Carolina. So the Champs helping themselves out there. I think Yolmer was a third baseman. Yep. 4.3. Now he is gonna have to platoon. He's gonna have to be working behind Cody Hosey, Pedro Leon. I think Leon was playing left field. I'm trying to remember who their second baseman was, but anyway. Phoenix and Chicago next up. We got Brady Arbay. So Philip Irvin is gonna go to Chicago. It's actually a good ad. And then Hunter Strickland will go to Phoenix. So Philip Irvin going to Chicago, and I feel like that's gonna do it tonight, guys. It's 9:14 right now. Starting to lose a little interest, I think. Just a touch. And then we said Phoenix. He's going to get Hunter Strickland. There we got a stick in the K's. That's fine right there. Okay. All right. Unless you guys want me to keep going, you guys let me know in the chat. If it's overwhelming, I'll keep going. If it's overwhelming, I will keep going. Rusin, Brock, Martin. Guess we could finish it out with that. We'll keep spinning for those three guys. They're part of the 70 group. Spirits. Oh my God, they're just loading up on the. They're just loading up on the pitching, man. All right, so who did they get here? Let's see. They got. Oh, I forgot who it was. Was it Chris Rusin? It was Rusin, right? I don't think it was Brad Brock or Brett Martin. It was Rusin, right? Hold up. Yep, it was Chris Rusin. I just looked at it. I just went back on the live. So it's Chris Rusin. All right, so they're loading up, man. Absolutely loading up. Let's see what their offers were, too. Let's see what their offers were. They had Diaz, Clippard, Ibar. This dude Ibar, then Chris Rusin. So kind of funny to me. All right, next up would be Phoenix again. So they've gotten Fuentes and Strickland. Let's see who they've gotten now. Phoenix is now off the board. They got Brad Brock. All right, and then to close it out for Brett Martin. San Diego Defenders. San Diego. They really need that help too, by the way. Really need that help. Okay, so we're here now. It's 9:17. We've had a lot of things happening with the wheel spins, guys. We have a lot of movement, a lot of action here in the GGBL free agency. What do you guys want to do? Post in the live chat. Do you want me to keep going, or do you want me to stop? I'm getting a little tired. I'm getting a little tired of talking. So I know where I'm kind of leaning, but we do have some pretty decent players still up on the board, like Steven Piscotty, Jake Lamb, Inciarte. Steven Souza, I think, had some home runs. He had 15 home runs last year. G-Man Choi coming from the MLB over here to the GGBL. Now that we're in that 60 overall group, I have to resort and regroup that. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you guys. So we're going to go ahead and start by division, and we'll start with the AL East, and I'll kind of give you guys kind of a recap of what's all gone down, so you kind of get an idea of what happened in the free agency. So this will be time-stamped in the full video version, so you guys can, you know, if anybody's coming in late or they've missed it, they can go back in and see what they missed. So what did Washington do? They got top-tier catcher Mike Zunino, at least in this free agent class. You got Colin McHugh and Jalen Beeks. This is going to be big for GGBL teams, though, because what's happened, if you guys have been kind of keeping tabs on the league since it first started, the very first episode, a lot of the pitchers and a lot of the relief pitchers, too, a lot of those guys were getting shelled. Now, there were a bunch of starters that had some really good numbers. You saw Chaz Rose numbers. You saw a lot of the back-end guys like closers and setup guys have really good ERAs. That's pretty much because outside of the stars on each team, like for Washington, like Joey Votto, or New York with Harper, and Carolina with Juan Soto. Everyone else kind of in that same tier. High 60s, low 70s. So when you're getting guys like Jalen Beeks and Colin McHugh going up against those players of some similar level, they're gonna do pretty well, right? So it's gonna be kind of that. It's an even battle at that point, right? So what I'm getting at here is the relievers are a hot commodity here in the GGBL for year 2, because a lot of these guys are gonna take spots away from those mid 60s, low 60s relievers, and their jobs are going to be on the line now, right? So Colin McHugh coming in here, Jalen Beeks going to come in here. It's really good for Washington. Let's go to Boston now. They got a little bit older with these 2 moves, but I think this helps their offense. It adds to something. They've got Carlos Correa. They've got, let's see, who else do they have on their team? Forget the first baseman here. Mike Ford, a 72, had some really nice progression this past season, 226. So kind of like if you guys are following the Kansas City Royals franchise, kind of like Jorge Soler numbers right there, right? 27 homers and 226. Not good enough. Not good enough. But 72 ribbies, not bad for Mike Ford. So, you know, Boston, again, they got a little older with the moves, but I feel like, you know, they did what they needed to do with getting more offense on their team. I don't know where Brett Lawrie fits into this. I don't know if he's going to be the starter over Geraldo. I don't know if that's really what's going to happen, but he's at least a defensive replacement, so that's a good addition there. Now, New York felt like they might have had a little bit of an underwhelming offseason here with only 2 picks. They got Cabrera and this made-up guy, Will Kim, so I don't know. I didn't like their offseason, or the luck that they had, I guess you'd say. So, you know, hopefully they can continue the success that they had last year with the team that they have now. I don't know. We'll see. McCutchen and Kingery, I kind of like these moves for Pittsburgh. I feel like they got better with the Kingery move here too. Young player, gritty, grindy, 27, entering his prime. You know, at the 28-year-old mark is your prime. They get Andrew McCutchen to come back. That'll help the offense too. I wouldn't rank them as a top offseason contender for the list that I'm giving you guys here, but I do like the moves that they got. Michigan got some good potential players with Tony Walters and this Garrett Launchbaugh. But again, with the catcher thing with Tony Walters, they probably wish that they got somebody else with the wheel spin, because they already do have Reese McGuire catching. And I think Tony Walters, so he's a left-handed baddie. He's a lefty bat. And I think Reese McGuire is a right-hander. Could be wrong about that, but I do think that he's, let's see, it actually does show you here. Reese McGuire's a lefty too. So I don't know what they're going to do with Walters and McGuire. Chicago, I feel like they had a pretty good offseason. Talese, 82 power, 65, 65, 71. He probably is going to be a primary DH, in my opinion. I believe at first base they got Rangel Ravello. I don't think that Talese is going to start over Rangel Ravello. I think Ravello might have a little bit better defense. Again, I could be wrong about that, but that's kind of my gut reaction to it. But this addition with Phillip Ervin, that's a good addition too, because I think he's going to start over Brandon Marsh. Chicago, I would say, had a pretty good offseason. Tommy Hunter and Wilmer Flores, I love these moves for Columbus. They're probably definitely in my top 10 at this point. That's like a minimum of where I'd rank them. They got a great postseason performer in Tommy Hunter. That's really going to help them, shorten games. Basically, against Columbus, you're working on a 7-inning game, not a 9-inning game. 213.84 for Tommy Hunter. So you tell me, was that a good addition? I think it was. Wilmer Flores pairing up with Francisco Lindor. That's a good offseason for Columbus. Indiana, Chaz Rowe, Felix Pena, kind of middle of the pack. Not too impressed there, but they did need some help with the bullpen, along with Devin Williams. Other than Devin Williams, what do they have? Not much. So I feel like that was an obvious need for them, was getting 2 bullpen arms, and they got some pretty decent ones, but they could have gone elsewhere. Johnny Cueto going to Wisconsin, and then Zach Godley. This is some good additions here. Got Molly, Nate Pearson, Chance Adams, and now they got Johnny Cueto entering the mix. That'll be solid for them. Zach Godley entering the bullpen mix with Ian Kroll, Victor Arano, Matt Grace, Jared Eichhoff. Pretty solid for Wisconsin. Probably just sneaking into like 12, maybe 11. Not a top 10 offseason in my opinion. Minnesota, I feel like, had a really good offseason though. They got Keone Kela, one of the top relievers on the board. They also backed that up with Luis Avilan, a lefty. And then they got Charlie Culberson, who played well for Phoenix. Even in gameplay, it was like he was always coming through. He had a bunch of doubles, 21 doubles. He's gonna play a role on this Minnesota team. I'd definitely rank Minnesota in that top 10 list as well. But Santa Fe, I feel like right now, I would definitely give them a top 5 finish in the offseason ranks. Definitely top 5. They banged this up. They hit this out of the ballpark. Edwin Diaz, right? Just getting that one right off the board. That's a humongous sign for them. They finish off that closer spot. Heath Holder was their guy. Sixto Sanchez, starter. Jimmy Polanski, starter. Peter Fairbanks, Shane Baz. They've got some really nice pitching, and they need to help those pitchers out. They were a bad team last year, and they went out. They acquired Tyler Clippard, Chris Rusin, a lefty, Tyler Clippard, the righty, and then Edwin Diaz. I feel like they did a really good job with their offseason, focusing on pitching and pitching only, kind of allowing their offense to kind of grow and groom and get better that way. Really going to help Santa Fe out. Oklahoma, I liked their offseason. They got Corey Knebel and Mike Montgomery, so 2 veteran pieces. Focusing on the pitching yet again. I feel like this is going to help them too. But I wouldn't say that they were one of the winners, but they did have a nice one. Now, the Nuggets, I love Andrew Benintendi. He's always been a good hitter in the show. I think this will definitely help the Nuggets offensively. I don't like the Chad De La Guerra thing. Maybe I'm wrong about it. Maybe he actually does play well for Las Vegas this season, whereas he didn't for St. Louis, hitting 198. So maybe the Nuggets can get a little resurgence out of him this season. Who knows? But this was a good addition too. Colin Moran kind of backing up Freddie Freeman at first base. Other than what they've got here, primary first basemen being Logan Wyatt and Aaron Sabato. These guys are not even on the big league club at this point. So Colin Moran was a good addition. I think Seattle had a really good offseason too, considering that they got 2 guys as well. Jose Peraza and Ian Happ. They wanted to focus on their outfield. Now, Ian Happ, not an outfield defensive prodigy out there, but he can get the job done. I don't think they're going to stick him in the outfield. Just look at what they've got. They got Jesse Franklin, Jason Dominguez. I think Ian Happ is more going to fit as a designated hitter, maybe a second, third baseman that can kind of work himself into some like a platoon type of job. But Jose Peraza, I feel like he should be the left fielder at this point. I feel like you should stick him out there. Willie Calhoun is not very good defensively, so you got to get Peraza out there and get him in the lineup. Maybe Willie Calhoun is your primary designated hitter, and you got to just figure out what you're going to do with Ian Happ and Willie Calhoun at that point. But, either way, Seattle had a really good offseason there. Phoenix had a good one, I feel like. Hunter Strickland, Brad Brock. They've got some stuff. They got some really, really good stuff. Hunter Strickland with the 81 velocity. That's going to help him out. Brad Brock, obviously, with the break. That's some good K/9 as well for GGBL standards. So these guys in that back end for Phoenix, it's really going to help them. And then Josh Fuentes, good defensive player. Good defensive player at third. He's going to have to compete with Drew Mendoza. Drew Mendoza actually played really well in year number 1. So we'll see. We'll see who wins the job in spring training. But, yeah, so far, good offseason for Phoenix. Atlanta went after power bats. Chris Davis and Derek Dietrich. Look at the power. 72, 83, 90. I think they've figured out what they want, right? They need some power with this lineup. So they got Tim LeCastro at the top of the order. Speed, contact guy, good defender. But, other than that, when you guys saw Atlanta play, you didn't see a lot of power coming from this team. Let's just back out here really quick and just take a look at their lineup. Because kind of to what my point is that, you got Rob Brantley, no power. Sam Huff, decent power. Joey Meneses, really the only big power bat. Hernan Perez, Jahmai Jones, Toribio, contact defender guy, Connor Falefa, LeCastro, Kim, Pache, Isbell, Marquez. You guys see any power there? I don't. So I think this is a big thing for Atlanta to randomly land on 2 of these players, Dietrich and Chris Davis. So watch out for those guys in year number 2. Miami, I feel like they were at the bottom of the order as far as the offseason is concerned. Cole Calhoun, again, maybe he has a better year, but it's trending to where it's not going to be looking very good, right? You can see the regression happening for Cole Calhoun. He hit 204 last season for San Francisco. Maybe a change of scenery is going to help him out. That offense for Miami, you can pretty much stick Cole Calhoun down in the lower part of the order. Maybe he has some success down there, but Mark Canha was a good addition. I feel like this edition of Mark Canha was better than the Cole Calhoun edition. But either way, I think Miami did a good job. They did a good job with getting outfield depth. You can look at the stats here, guys, with Cesar Puello. You got Julio Rodriguez, definitely going to be a starter here. I don't care what the overalls say, Calhoun or Canha. Rodriguez is going to play right field for certain, but center fielder will be Cody Bellinger. You got Javon Brown out there in left field. Canha add some depth. Cole Calhoun, I guess, adds some depth, but I don't think Cole Calhoun is going to be seeing a lot of time on the field. So now you look at Richmond. Who had the worst offseason? I think it goes to Richmond. I don't want to be Dougie Downer over here, but man, I feel like we had the worst offseason. Jason Kipnis is an old infielder, 34 years old, and he doesn't really do much. 9 homers last season, 18 doubles, 247. Who knows, right? Who knows? If you give him a chance, he might prove you wrong. He's a 73. He's actually rated our best second baseman at this point, but again, I would kind of prefer to start the younger guys at second, start the young infielders. We've already got Bobby Witt trying to find a way into this lineup. Jason Kipnis comes sliding in with a big contract and says, I'm gonna block you guys from that progression. But Chasen Shreve, more of a sim guy, 25 holds for Santa Fe last year, 252, 102 in gameplay. I don't think I'm gonna use him, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna use Chasen Shreve. It's a little scary to me. When I watch him in gameplay, he just gets absolutely shelled, so it's kind of concerning there. But either way, I think we probably had the worst offseason out of everybody that I've looked at. You could argue that Miami did too, but, compared to every other team that we just covered, I can see some positives out of everything other than Richmond. I think we totally bombed the offseason. Philly gets Kyle Seager back. They also get Tyler Anderson, and they get Danny Santana. That's a W. That's a W offseason for Philadelphia. So Kyle Seager coming back. He was traded from Dallas to Philly. Did I say that right? Did he play for Dallas? No. I said that wrong in the stream, guys. Well, technically, I said it wrong. It was about 50-50 wrong. He was on Philadelphia in the beginning of the year. Philly traded him to Dallas. Am I right about that? Let me think. I think he was traded to Dallas for a playoff push, and they didn't make it. So now Philly gets Kyle Seager back, which is actually hilarious. So it's all part of a big ploy. This is all a part of a big ploy by Philly, right? But Tyler Anderson, Anderson coming over from the MLB. He's going to be a good player for Philly. You can see the pitching right now. They needed the help, guys. They really needed the help. They got Mick Abel down there's a 68, Tanner Huck, Grayson Rodriguez, Reed Detmers, Mike Fultonevich. They got Fulte in there. Yeah, they needed some help starting pitching wise, and they got it. Right field with Danny Santana pairing up with Christian Robinson. I think David Dahl's still in here too with Philly. So their outfield just got a lot better with the moves. I would think that they're top 5. Definitely top 5 off season. Carolina had a good one, I feel like. Yolmer Sanchez is a nice little solid player. Doesn't get enough recognition, I feel like, but solid defender. He's gonna slide right in behind Cody Hosey. I don't think I'd give Yolmer Sanchez the job. I think when you look at their hitting, which we can't see right now. But I think if you look at their hitting, I think it's kind of evened out. Let's take a look, actually. Let's see what Cody Hosey's rocking here. No, Hosey's actually a better hitter. Yomer's a better defender, but Cody Hosey's a better hitter. But anyway, point being, guys, they got Yermin Mercedes here to kind of work in with Jorge Alfaro. Could play first base, but you also got Josh Ockamy there. It's just a good addition for Carolina. Definitely a good add. Plus with the DH rule too. Just because you're in the National League doesn't mean the pitchers are going to hit. You guys saw that in the playoffs. So I think Yermin Mercedes might actually move into the DH spots because his fielding is not very good. I don't think he can slide in there as a catcher. And you know what? I might have to look at that. Actually, I feel like those numbers might be wrong. Fielding at 33 for Yermin Mercedes, I feel like those might be wrong. Because he was a guy that came over from the MLB, so his ratings were already really bad, like a 12 or something. And I went in and I edited them, but I might have skipped fielding accidentally. So I'll take a look at his MLB The Show card, and I'll make sure that that's right. Because I feel like that might be wrong. But anyway, Dallas, I think, actually had a really good offseason with Jackie Bradley getting better on defense, Victor Caratini, and Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo's a beast in the show, especially in simulation too. So 2020, 280. This is in real life, by the way. 2021, he doesn't have any stats, but I'm anxious to see what he does with Dallas. You know, he's going to slide in right over top of everybody at center field for sure. So he's going to be an instant starter there. Victor Caratini, he's going to start. So they picked up another starter. And then Jackie Bradley. I wouldn't start Jackie Bradley for Dallas. I think you got some young outfielders here who kind of hold their own. So I'd probably use Jackie as kind of a defensive replacement, maybe give some guys off. But I think Dallas had a really good offseason as well. Nashville did too. Ketel Marte, Robbie Ray, JT Riddle. I think that's a top 5. I think that's top 5 finish. I would even give Dallas a top 5 finish. So if we're keeping track, I think I've only got one more top 5 finish to go here. We'll have to figure out who that's going to be, but definitely, how can you argue that, right? Ketel Marte he's going to be a player in the GGBL for sure. Robbie Ray was a good addition. JT Riddle gives them depth. They really needed those players to help them out, and I think that they are going to get the help they need. Houston gets Kevin Kiermaier, Blake Parker, Chirinos. Yeah, some good additions there for Houston. I don't think I'd give them a top 5 finish. Kiermaier's a really good player defensively, but other than that, offensively, kind of, he can't find himself out of a paper bag. Blake Parker's a good addition, but Robin Chirino is probably his sneakiest addition of this whole bunch. Yeah, so that's a good add by, it's a good job by Houston. Zach Wheeler, Tommy La Stella, and Delino DeShields. The 2 additions here kind of water this one down. Zach Wheeler was a really good add because we are going to be removing Trevor Bauer from the game here. Because like I said, I just feel weird about, you know, singing his praises like, oh, Trevor Bauer's got 11 strikeouts today, and I don't know, I just feel weird about that. So with everything going on surrounding him, it's just kind of weird. I did the same thing last year with Domingo Germán, if you guys remember Domingo Germán for New York for the Yankees. I think it was last year, like 2 years ago even. I think it was about 2 years ago. He got into a kind of a situation there, so had to remove him from the game as well. St. Louis, Jordan Hicks and Dominic Leone. I think, you know, as compared to the teams that got 3 players, I think they really hit this one out of the park. They needed some bullpen help. They got it with Leone and Jordan Hicks. Portland gets Stripling and Goins. They get Goins back. They get Stripling on a really huge mega deal that I don't think he necessarily deserved. But I liked Ross Stripling. I think he's always been a good pitcher, and you can see it in his stats. I mean, he's always been very solid. He's always been solid. And I think that he had a career year, so it's kind of like he thinks he deserves it. I don't think he does. I wouldn't offer him that huge contract. 32 years old. Are you kidding me? But Portland's a little desperate for pitching. You know, they needed the help for sure. Colorado gets Trevor Story. That's a huge addition. And I think what's hilarious for PSJB out there who's a Colorado fan, this is how his luck would turn, right? Colorado, Rockies, Trevor Story. He loves Trevor Story. He would marry Trevor Story if he could. My God, He's all over him. Trevor Story, Trevor Story, Trevor Story. That's all I hear from this moderator. That's all I hear from him in Discord. Trevor Story, Colorado Rockies. That's it. And the fact he's going to go here to Colorado Coyotes is insane. Is insanity. So congratulations, PSJB. The wheel spin took care of you. The GGBL gods took care of you. This is going to help their outfield defense too, by the way. Getting Eddie Rosario at a 75 overall player. Look at the left fielders that they have right here, right? They have Will Myers in right. They got Harold Ramirez playing right, but he did play left field last season. I think Eddie Rosario is a huge addition. Mikey Matuk, I don't think he's gonna play. I don't think he's gonna be on the big league club. I think he's gonna be in the minors. But this is a big off season for Colorado. If anything, I might lean towards giving them the number 1 spot just because I like Colorado. I like the Coyotes. But how can you really argue against the Knights, right? How can you argue against the Knights? They get Ronald Acuna. They get Lewis Brinson, who is definitely going to be on the big league club this season. No sense in having him try to progress. He's a C potential player. He is what he is. He's going to provide you some solid defense, good speed. He's going to play. Brett Anderson's going to be an instant starter for this team. I think you got to give it to LA. I think LA had the number 1 offseason. If anything, I'd probably give the number 2 spot to Colorado. They had a great offseason, but I would give number 1 to LA. Jonathan Scope, Bumgarner, Martin, Arrieta. You could give San Diego as a top 10 finish, in my opinion. They got some nice little solid players with Arrieta and Martin. They definitely needed those players. Bumgarner and Scope, 2 veteran pieces that they absolutely need to kind of get over the hump of being a bad team to kind of being a mediocre team. But I wouldn't classify that as like a top 5 either. San Francisco gets some good players with David Hess and Tyler Glasnow. I wasn't a fan of the D. Gordon signing, but, every team needs a speedster. Every team needs a guy that can hopefully try to get on base with a bunt or two. Some decent defense, but that 90 vision will help them in a pinch hit situation. Tyler Glasnow was a big addition for this pitching staff, man. I mean, Yanni Chirinos, Luke Rennie, Tyler Beede, Eric Swanson. We already knew going in to year number 1, we kind of looked at San Francisco like having a really top-tier pitching staff, and it gets even better now with Tyler Glasnow. So they had a good offseason, top 10 in my book, but again, you got to give the winner to LA. I think LA has totally won the offseason simply by getting Ronald Acuna. And then, you could throw in the fact that they got Brett Anderson as like the cherry on top, right? So good offseason all the way around, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. I'm going to turn on the football game. I don't even know the score at this point, but I don't really care who wins. I like Lamar. I like Patrick Mahomes. I've always liked both the Ravens and the Chiefs. So that's all I got for you guys today. Who do you guys think won the offseason? Post in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts of how you liked the format. As you guys know, I'm always open to changing things up, changing things around. Whatever you guys feel like needs changing. If you didn't like the format, if you thought that there were some things that kind of stuck in your craw a little bit, maybe you might think that we don't want to do a wheel spin. Maybe you want to do it by position, right? So we actually come up with a list of players that teams are looking at. Like Washington doesn't need an outfielder, they need a starting pitcher. They're going to be in the running for a starting pitcher. Maybe that's how we run it next year. I don't know. I'm all up for opinions and feedback. So, but I thought the process went really well. I think it was fast. I think it was efficient. I think you guys had some fun with the wheel spins, not really knowing who was going to go where. I liked it. I thought it was fun. But I'm going to sign off. I'll let you guys know how the offseason turned out in the next video. I'm going to go through and actually sign up all of these 69 overall players in the 60 group. And I'll give you an update in the next video that will be posted probably Friday of next week. So as you guys know, managing 30 teams is going to take a long time. I got to really find out if a team like Washington needs another outfielder like Josh Reddick, right? I'm not going to try to get teams too overpowered, basically. Hopefully you guys have some faith in me there to kind of take care of each team and take care of them properly, make sure that they're taken care of. But that's all I got. That's it. Next episode, next live stream will be done kind of just like this, but it will be based on your custom prospects, right? So as you guys know how the prospect thing works, I usually sort by age, and then I find players like this guy, like John Kendrick. If Washington drafts you based on the wheel spin, and you happen to be a pitcher, I go in and I say, okay, let's rename you, and then let's change your equipment, let's change your stats, let's change your pitches, let's change your attributes, let's change everything about you, and there's your player, right? So I won't be creating players in the live stream of next time, but we're basically going to do the wheel spins, kind of like how we did with the Kansas City Royals live stream that we just did, I think, yesterday, to determine where your guy is going to get drafted by. So that's how we run the drafts, the custom prospect drafts in MLB The Show. So if you need a reference, I'll actually link the live stream to the Royals in the pinned comment so you guys can take a look. But other than that, that's it. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Leave a like if you like this thing. Again, let me know in the comment section who you feel like won the offseason. Are you pumped about your team's performance in the offseason? Mostly just based on the luck of the draw. But I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. As always, peace.